Hi friends, welcome. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping in. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subby friend. So for today's project, we're making a glitter epoxy tumbler. And I'm really digging this. This is very cute. So this decal I made with the Cricut, and I just, took this from Pinterest. So the color, do you see how beautiful this color is? So the color started off with a spray paint base of darker blue up through lighter blue. Now, when I was putting this on in the video, one of the things that I do show you is the darker blue up the paint, and then I've been asked a lot about getting a sparkly look without using glitter. So you can buy glitter spray paints, but I have not had a lot of luck with them. I find that they clog up very easy. So I really like the Rust-Oleum Imagine spray paint. So on this one in the video, I did go ahead and spray it with that Imagine spray paint just so you could see how it would look. Now spraying it with that, makes no difference for me putting the glitter on, but since I was doing the dark blue, I thought it would be good just, to have an idea to be able to show you how that looks. So if you're interested in that, just sort of take note when I show that part of it. And so this is the nice thing when you do the spray paint like this. So if you use a very light glitter, a white, or like this is a powdery blue, something very, very light, it's very cool because it takes on the color of what's underneath it. And so what it looks like is that you have done a glitter ombre when really it's just paint with a light coat of solid glitter over top of it. So this, I just want you to be able to see. Can you see how good that looks? That ombre looks so good. Now this is actually not the right top for this because it is a Yeti, and I gotta find where I put the top. I'm so bad about, I put the tops in so many different spaces that sometimes I have a hard time finding them. So, but this top fits, so that's good enough for now. But I will find the Yeti top for it. But this turned out really, really nice. The color is very lovely. And this looks really, really good on it. I haven't really decided yet if I was going to put a name on it. I originally wasn't going to, but I might. So if so, I'll do one more thin layer of epoxy. But otherwise, this is ready to go, and it looks so cute. I absolutely love how it turned out, and it's a really fun cup. So if you want to see this being put together and see how I made this glitter epoxy tumbler, stay tuned and I will attach the video. I'll see you later, friends. Bye. This is the tumbler as of now. So this started out with just a white base. Now the colors are, I did the navy on the bottom, and then I went to this medium blue, and then I went to this soft blue, and then over it I did this Rust-Oleum Imagine. You can see it's this blue color. Now this Imagine looks so good. If you could see how shiny that is. You can see the difference also in the lighter blue with the darker blue. So the Imagine paint needs a dark color underneath it, but this is only one coat of the Imagine paint, and so you can see this makes a really nice color. So I have my epoxy mixing right now in the mixer, and so once that's done, we will do the epoxy method and we will add this powder blue. This is a super, super light color. It's almost white, but it's a very light blue, and it's from Glitter Chimp. So with this, we don't want like a huge coverage on it. We just want, you know, something that's going to just really make what we already have pop. So that's why I chose this. Now I've only got 2 cc's of Pro Marine running right now because we don't need much for this. And when I do that small, I use these containers I got on Amazon, and I just put a syringe, I turn it upside down and then pull it out with a syringe. That way it's easy to measure such a small amount. All right, so that has 1 more minute to run. I'm gonna let it run, and then we'll come back and put on our glitter. All right, so this is done. We'll take this out. And like I said, there's not much here at all. I like these alcohol-based wipes that I found at Dollar Tree. It makes me not worry so much touching them prior to putting on epoxy. Because like with the baby wipes, if I touch them in between, I always worry that I'm like gonna mess something up, you know? All right, so this is not very much epoxy at all. Like I said, there's only 2 cc's in here. So I gotta just sort of pull it out, and I want to use very little. So this would be the same if you don't have a turner and you are doing the hang method. You just want these little tiny bits of epoxy. And when I'm putting glitter on this way, I just want tiny, tiny, tiny bits of epoxy because I don't want my glitter to get clumpy. Remove your epoxy. Make sure everything's covered. So I'm just making sure that I've got everything covered. So again, this is only 2 cc's of epoxy because you don't need a lot. It doesn't take a lot. So now I'm just going to put something down to catch my glitter so that I don't waste anything. I'm going to go ahead and take my glove off because I'm not going to touch it anymore, and I don't want, you know, epoxy on my glitter. I do that all the time, and then I end up I'm just going to do this up high. Because I want some of the paint to show through. Right, that looks really pretty. I'm gonna put a glove back on though. And this is just a light brushing. All right, so that's good. Now, I'm going to put this on my spinner just because I don't really have other things going right now. But if I had a lot going and my spinner full, I could actually just, you know, put this to dry like this and it would be fine, and then put the next coat of epoxy on it. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I will put my decal on it and come back and put some more epoxy. All right, so I'll see you back in a little while. All right, friends, so here we are. You can see this looks really pretty. So even though it's one color of glitter, because of our paint base, it makes our glitter look different. Looks really good. So it was dark last night, so I didn't show you. What you haven't seen, I did put just 10 cc's of epoxy over this once it dried, just to make it a little bit more smooth. Now I've got some 1200 grit sandpaper, and I am just going to give it just a very light sanding. Now, a lot of times I add alcohol to this. Oh, hold on, my dog wants in. There you go, baby. And this is really, you know, just to make sure it's got a nice smooth surface. Even though this is very fine glitter, it doesn't have a lot of epoxy on it as of yet. So right now this cup, this entire cup, only has 12 cc's of epoxy. All right, so now it's nice and smooth, and I can put my decal on. And I used my Cricut to make my decal, and I found this on Pinterest. And this is like a holographic purple vinyl that I'm using. So I a lot of times take the dots off of my eyes. So like here and here, I mean, it's just my thing. I just don't necessarily like the dots on there. All right, so there's that. That is going to be super, super cute. So now I am going to put some more epoxy on it. I'll get it mixed up in the mixer, and then we'll come back and put it on. All right, so I have the epoxy. So this is the Pro Marine. Now the epoxy I'm going to put in the 10,000 viewer giveaway is going to be Envirotech Light. Just because the Pro Marine comes in such big quantities. And the Envirotech Light is what I started out with, and I love it also. But I have been using the Pro Marine just because, you know, here in Florida, oh, I just pushed down my whole turner. Here in Florida, the Pro Marine is just really good with the heat. During the winter time, I might go back to the Envirotech Light. because I do it outside, and I feel like the Envirotech light did a little bit better during the winter. I don't know what is going on today, but I am lopsided. Once I get all my epoxy on, I'll just make sure that everything is even. I'm not sure what the deal is. That's better. So this is 30 cc's of epoxy, and this is what I'm expecting to be my last coat. So this cup has it'll be a total of 42 cc's minus, of course, whatever fell off and spilled. That always happens. At least to me it does. I can't seem to keep it from happening, especially when I try to do the butt. Just make sure everything's covered, and then I like to make sure that it's good around my rim, just because it's easy to miss a spot. And then also on my bottom. Sorry, I probably should have spun this the other way so that my hands wouldn't be in your way so much. It's kind of hard. Sometimes it's, at least for me, sometimes it's really hard to work on things and get to them with my hands and then still have them properly in view. So this is a really pretty cup with paint. Now that sparkle paint that I put on over the navy, that was really just to show you what that looks like. So if you wanted to go without glitter, you could, and that sparkle paint over top, super helpful for that. Now if you're putting glitter on it, you don't need that sparkle paint because it just, it's just a waste of paint. And actually, I don't know if I even said that when I was showing you the paint, but that was the whole reason for that. All right, that looks good. We'll let that spin. I need to come back a little bit. It's dripping over the side of the counter.